Hi, Taehyung Lovers. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers channel all around the world. And this time, don't you dare skip the first 3 seconds. Because what you're about to hear is not just an ordinary concert story. This is a moment that made the world fall silent, then explode at the same time. In 3 seconds, yes, just 3 seconds, the global timeline stopped, millions were frozen, and one name took over everything again. Kim Taehyung. But the big question is this purely art? Or is there something bigger, deeper, even more shocking that many people still haven't realized? April 2026 in Goyang was not just a concert. This was a global breaking point. Into the Sun is not just a song, it's a signal. A signal that moved ARMY all over the world without command. The algorithm went chaotic. Social media seemed to lose control, and one simple moment turned into a phenomenon that made the world ask, why Taehyung again? In this video, we're going to uncover everything. No filter, no small talk. What really happened at Goyang Stadium that night? Why the Into Sun performance felt different and is being called the biggest transformation in Taehyung's career. How a single lyric could freeze an entire stadium, and why many analysts are calling this an algorithm anomaly that makes no sense. We'll also discuss the rarely talked about side, controversies, speculation, and shocking fact behind this viral moment that you might not want to miss. So before we go deeper, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell right now, because what you're about to discover in this video could change the way you see Kim Taehyung forever. And don't forget, help this video go viral, so the world continues to see the kindness and real strength of Taehyung that not everyone has fully understood. The world was truly given no time to prepare. In the first 3 seconds, yes, just 3 seconds, everything changed. Social media timeline suddenly froze, millions of eyes were locked in place, and one name once again dominated global conversations. Kim Taehyung. What really happened that night? April 2026 in Goyang became a breaking point that not only shook the music industry, but also sparked a worldwide cultural phenomenon. The world seemed to pause for a moment as Kim Taehyung's name once again shook the digital universe. This wasn't just ordinary trending. This was a global explosion. From Asia to America, from phone screens to massive stadiums, one title kept spinning through nearly uncontrollable algorithms. Into the Sun. Within hours, waves of ARMY across the world moved in unison, spreading fragments of moments, sounds, and an aura that's difficult to describe with ordinary words. The year 2026 in Goyang recorded something beyond a concert. This was history. At Goyang Stadium that day, the atmosphere felt like entering another dimension. Thousands of voices merged, yet it was a silence that felt the loudest when Taehyung stepped onto the stage. There were no excessive effects, no visual distractions forcing attention. Just one figure with a charisma that cameras could never fully capture. Into the Sun was not just a title. It was an artistic statement. The song he created himself transformed into a raw and honest emotional experience. This wasn't just music, but a life narrative shaped by loss, hope, and the courage to keep shining even when the world feels like it's falling apart. The live performance that night felt different, deeper, quieter, yet somehow more powerful. There was a change that couldn't be faked. The way he stood, the way he looked, even the way he delivered every lyric, all carried an emotional weight that felt real. When he sang the line, "You made me dream for 3 days in a row," the stadium didn't cheer, the stadium froze. This was the moment many observers realized this was no longer just a performance. This was a transformation. This was a new version of Kim Taehyung, not just performing, but delivering something far deeper than entertainment. Within minutes, digital algorithms seemed to lose control. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube were flooded with clips of performance. Every movement, every expression, every note Taehyung pulled became global material, replicated millions of times. But this wasn't empty virality. What happened was emotional resonance. People didn't just watch, they felt it. They relived the moment in their own versions, making it part of their personal experience. This phenomenon then evolved into something much bigger. Into the Sun was not just a trend, but a symbol of the courage to rise, of hope in darkness, of the human journey toward the light. In this context, BTS's role as a global cultural force became clear once again. They don't just create music. They build emotional bridges that cross language, countries, and backgrounds. Taehyung, in this moment, went beyond the limits of an idol. He became a representation of something greater, a collective feeling that couldn't be contained. But behind the admiration, questions began to surface. Was this purely art, or the result of a highly calculated strategy? Why could one individual have such a massive impact on millions in such a short time? These debates only strengthened the phenomenon's position. Data from various platforms showed abnormal spikes in engagement. The hashtag into Sun spread at a speed that even surpassed global viral standards. Many analysts called it an algorithm anomaly, a condition where systems no longer control trends, but are instead controlled by human emotional response. That night in Goyang has now turned into a collective memory of the world. It no longer belongs only to those physically present in the stadium, but to anyone who felt its impact through a screen. Reactions varied, from tears to admiration, from inspiration to sharp criticism. But that's exactly where its power lies. Great phenomena are never neutral. They always trigger emotion, divide opinions, and force the world to pay attention. In the end, what made this moment so powerful was its honesty. Taehyung didn't try to be perfect. He didn't try to meet everyone's expectations. He simply became himself, completely, without filter. And that is exactly why the world couldn't look away. Into the Sun is now no longer just a song, but a movement, a reminder that in an increasingly complex world, genuine human emotion remains the strongest force. That night in Goyang will be remembered, not as an ordinary concert, not just as a viral moment, but as the point where an artist became a global symbol, a moment when music, emotion, and humanity moved in one direction, toward the sun. And the question that now lingers in the world's mind, if this is just beginning, how much further will Kim Taehyung take his influence into the future? And now, after everything you've seen and felt, one question remains unanswered. Is this truly the peak of Kim Taehyung? Or is this just the beginning of something much bigger that the world is not ready to accept yet? The world was not given time to prepare. 3 seconds that changed everything in Goyang didn't just create virality, but created history. Into the Sun is not just a song, but a signal. And that signal is still moving even now. So what do you think? Is this pure art, or is there something deeper intentionally hidden? Write your opinion in the comments now, because your voice is part of this bigger story. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoy content like this. If you don't, feel free to skip, because Taehyung Lovers channel never forces anyone. And one last thing, help this video go viral, so the world continues to see the kindness and real strength of Kim Taehyung. Stay tuned for the next updates only on Taehyung Lovers. Thank you and see you again. Keep following the latest updates about Taehyung only on this channel, because this story is not over yet.